Share my screen. Get rid of that. Present. Oh, going ahead of myself. Okay. Right then, let's get into it. Win the morning, win the day. Okay, this is your science-backed, no BS guide to owning the first 90 minutes of your day. So everything else that follows runs on your terms. Do people want me flipping out today or what? Meeting is recorded. Mute. Mute. Perfect. The quality of your morning determines the quality of your day every single time. Yes, I have quoted myself because it's a good quote. Right, let's get cracking. So, what's inside the itinerary for this evening? Why your morning is make or break. The science of waking up, right? Hydration, which is the free performance drug. Caffeine mastery. Honestly, people are going to make me fucking flip out. Okay. Food, fuel, or flame. Movement, workout versus non-workout mornings. And this is an important one. Okay. What do we do when we're working out? What do we do when we're not for those days? We're going to go through the Apex Morning Blueprint and then your personalized routine starter. Like I said, I am going to be doing this bespoke for each of you. Okay. Just like I said, just like we did with the meal prep, just like we did with the supplement guide. You each, or whoever wants it, I'm going to design your perfect morning routine. Okay. So, the first 90 minutes set everything. Okay, so the first 90 minutes of your day set your cortisol curve, your neurochemistry, and your decision making capacity for the next 10 hours. This is how important it is, ladies. Get it right and you operate at the top of your game. Get it wrong and you're firefighting from the moment you open your eyes. I've said you open twice. 90 minutes sets the tone for your entire day. Okay, your cortisol peak is within 30 to 45 minutes after you wake. Your natural energy spike. So cortisol is essentially released to get you out of bed, to get you moving, to get you kind of operating on that day. So we need cortisol. Cortisol is very useful. But like anything, too much of anything is bad for us. And too much cortisol continuously in the body is very, very detrimental, as we know. Okay? 35,000 daily decisions on average we make a day. Okay? So essentially, we are protecting the early ones from decision fatigue. All right. And the problem is, most people react to the morning instead of absolutely owning it. They go on their phones first. They open emails before coffee's even finished. No hydration, shitty breakfast, hardly any movement. Then they wonder why they feel scatty by 9 a.m. All right. And a few of you that won't apply to. I hope it doesn't anyway, but some of it might. So who's going to put the hand up? Out of that list there, who can be guilty of starting a day with either going on the phone immediately as soon as they wake up? I can be guilty of that, I'll be honest. Opening emails or starting work before you've even finished your morning coffee. Zero hydration. Skipping breakfast or maybe a slightly, you know, not an ideal breakfast. Hardly any movement, not getting out, getting some steps in. Who who's kind of guilty of that, would they say?
Me.
You. Yeah, you, Ash. Um, so yeah, I think we can all kind of be guilty. Like I said, sometimes I forget how damaging it is going on your phone and spiking cortisol levels before you do anything else. I do it almost automatically where I wake up and I'm like that. Look at the time before you know it, I'm doing this, getting into work, and I've not even regulated my cortisol levels. I've not even give myself a fucking chance that day. All right, so it's really important how we set the days up. And if you do this right, I'm telling you now, ladies, it will change everything. I know that sounds really dramatic, but trust me, even the people who followed my advice by not having a coffee first and having some water first, just that very simple change, everyone's come back saying my energy's better, feel so much better, makes total sense. What are we saying, Kel? Me every day, but I've started this week differently, thankfully. I felt flipping fantastic. Here we go. For getting up and getting out, always feel better on a Wednesday after our morning PT, so I need to continue. Yeah. Kelly, you're the one you said to me, didn't you, as well, that you were kind of cutting down on caffeine and making sure that you didn't start the day with that instant kind of caffeine hit, which can spike our cortisol into unholy levels. So, here we go. Your body's built-in energizer. So within 30 to 45 minutes of waking, cortisol spikes naturally by 50 to 100%. This is not stress. Like I said, we need it. It's your body's built-in energizer designed to mobilize glucose, sharpen focus, and get you moving. Most people waste this window lying in bed on their flipping phones. Okay, so this is how it kind of looks, the science behind it. So the first 5 minutes when you wake up, cortisol starts rising, groggy feeling normal. Okay. 5 to 20 minutes, your alertness starts to build. Natural light matters. Okay. Obviously, that's why we feel a bit goosed and a bit knackered in the winter because we haven't got that daylight. Okay. We haven't got that natural vitamin D coming into our eyeballs. 20 to 45 minutes of cortisol peaks, and this is ideal for deep work. And then between 45 and 90, peak eases, transition to tasks or nutrition. And we're going to go through that, so it makes a lot more sense. So, one of the most underrated hacks is natural light. Getting natural light into your eyes within 10 minutes of waking anchors circadian rhythm, boosts serotonin, and suppresses residual melatonin. Okay? These are all some lovely hormones within the body that eases stress, helps with our general mindset and our general focus and clarity. Okay? It outdoors delivers 10 to 50,000 lux. There's 100 to 50 lux indoors. Everyone heard of a lux lamp? And 2 minutes is enough. Try this tomorrow. When you wake up, first thing I want you to do is open the curtains, or if you can go outside, open the back door, open the front door, and just get that daylight into your eyeballs. I know it sounds fucking really simple, but it is. But some of us still don't do it. We go into kind of blue light, which is our phones, terrible for us, or we just don't take that time frame to get that light into our eyes, and we really need to. And the next one is the phone rule. Do not touch your phone for the first 20 minutes. Every notification you read before setting your own intentions is someone else setting your priorities for you. We are essentially allowing people to become our masters if we kind of get drawn into either work, scrolling on social media, essentially wasting this pivotal moment in our day where we need to be setting ourselves up, regenerating energy, leveling cortisol levels, and getting ourselves ready for a really positive and an impactful day ahead. Your first thoughts of the day should be yours. Let that sink in. Your first thoughts of the day should be yours. If we get trapped into scrolling on Facebook, opening emails, reading text messages, they overtake our thoughts. We've not even give ourselves a chance to kind of map out the day ahead. All right. Donna, I automatically go into autopilot mode, see to everyone before we go out, and the door, including seeing to the dogs. They are the priority. Yeah. Well, we need to swap that. And we're not asking much. We're looking for, this could be done in 20, 30 minutes of our day. Okay. And if you truly feel that when you're waking up, it's instant chaos, sorting the kids out, sorting the dogs out, getting stuff ready for work, we simply need to get up half an hour earlier. That is the fix. Okay. Whether you're getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning already, or half five or five, that extra half hour to have on your own with your own thoughts, setting yourself up with this morning routine that we're going to go through. I can't stress enough, ladies, how important this is and how much of a difference it'll make to your day. And I'll give you an example. So for me, when I used to have a lot of morning clients, because I don't do PTs past 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I never have done. Well, I have done, but not for probably about 10 years. Over the past like 3 or 4 weeks, I've not had to get up at a particular time, apart from a Wednesday when me and Kel trained dead early. But I don't have to. And that was a big mistake that I made of sleeping until 7. And I know it's not a fucking lying, really, but for me, I'm usually up at 5, the latest. So that's 2 hours out of my day. Probably the 2 hours of my most productive, where I'm setting the intentions for the day. I'm mapping out the work that I need to do that day. Might do a bit of reading, training, hydrating, taking my supplements. Okay, and I'm waking up at 7, farting around the house till about 8, 9, going to train. And before I know it, I'm coming back from the gym at like, what time was it today? About half 10, 11 o'clock. Usually, if I wake up at 5, I've done everything I need to do by 12. And I spend the rest of the day either creating new content, creating, obviously building stuff in the program, having extra time to go and speak to you guys and reach out, ask how you're doing. So it's a big change for me. And I said to myself this week, from now on, I'm up at 5 every single day because it works. It works for me anyway. Okay, so let's go. The free performance drug. If you are not hydrating first thing in the morning, you are leaving so much on the table in form of strength, cognitive performance, so your brain, and your general focus and mood. Okay, so have a look at this draft. So you've been fasting for 6, 9 hours. So you've been asleep. You've not been eating. You've not been drinking. You wake up dehydrated every single morning. So you are at the most dehydrated in your whole day the first thing when you wake up. Makes sense, doesn't it? You're not drank 6 to 9 hours. Even mild dehydration tanks cognitive performance before you've made a single decision. And this is the other thing, you know, lack of hydration doesn't affect just the energy standard wise or your strength levels, but your decision making is affected if you're dehydrated. So look at this over here. By being just 1% dehydrated, it is a measurable drop in mood and focus. Quick question, anyone, have you ever linked dehydration to your mood or even your focus, but mood? Have you ever heard anyone talk about the fact that being dehydrated can affect your general mood? Anyone? Practicing what I preach. Yeah, I can't imagine you have. No one speaks about this, and I don't know why. 2%, so just 2% in dehydration, your 20% reduction in cognitive performance. That's massive. That's nearly a quarter of your cognitive performance is reduced by being just 2% dehydrated. And then 3% dehydrated, significant physical performance drop. So this is our strength levels and muscle. Okay. So a 3% drop in hydration equates to about a 30% decrease in strength levels muscular. Because if you look at the human body, it's basically a big electric circuit board. All your nerves connect, electric signals for your body to use the muscles to move. Imagine dropping that by 30%. Shouldn't it? So, this water is important. All right. So, the Apex Hydration Protocol before coffee, before food, before your phone, this is a must. And if you don't do this, you are bonkers. You are an absolute muppet. Because how easy is it? This is such an easy fix to something so substantial and so significant. So 500 mils or half a litre of water immediately on waking, bottle on your bedside table if you need to, done. Okay? You can add electrolytes or just a pinch of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, accelerates absorption versus plain water. So plain water is not enough to hydrate you, by the way. Again, don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you need electrolytes and salts and minerals to absorb the water to utilize it. All right. And this is why, obviously, we get a lot of the minerals and vitamins and stuff that we need to utilize our water through the foods that we eat. Okay. And this is why a lot of people who go from drinking hardly any water to drinking loads of water without adding hydration salts end up just going for a piss every 2 seconds. Ever experienced that? I bet you have. Optional lemon. It's slightly alkalizing, good for digestion, and we want to be hitting 2 to 3 liters daily, which you know. Front load the morning, don't play catch up. This is another big one, and something I can be guilty of, in all honesty. The last thing you want is to get to this time in the evening and think, fuck, I've only had half a litre of water today. Better start swigging this and start downing it, and then been up 3 or 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, 3 or 4 times through the evening, affecting your sleep, disturbing your sleep, affecting your repair and rest. All right. I do this because I'll be peeing all right. Yeah, exactly. So front load your water, get it in there early on. So tomorrow, ladies, without exception, you wake up tomorrow and you down half litre water. If you got some sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, sprinkle a bit in there. If you got a lemon, squeeze it in there. If you haven't, don't worry about it. Just get it down. You're half a litre before you do anything and watch how your energy changes. Half a litre of water will wake you up better than any coffee ever will. All right. And I'm not just saying that. Why would I? It's true. So drink your bloody water. Timing is everything. It's about caffeine. Okay. So most people are doing caffeine wrong. It's not the amount, it's the timing. If you have caffeine while I always can't say this, adenosine is still high, which is stress levels, immediately on waking, you get a short hit followed by a brutal crash 3 to 4 hours later. Because don't forget, ladies, caffeine is not real energy, it's synthetic energy. It essentially tricks your body and stimulates your mind into thinking that it has more energy than it actually has. And if you're constantly on caffeine as an energy boost and to kind of top that energy up, you're literally just like that, bouncing along on caffeine all day. And eventually, you can't drink caffeine all day. You're going to drop, you're going to plummet. And that's why a lot of people who overdrink caffeine and underdrink water, by the time they get to about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they are done. They are knackered. And if you train in the afternoon or the evening, that is no good, right? So, immediately on waking, okay, this is about caffeine, remember. Not recommended. Why? Because it blocks cortisol's natural spike and sets up a crash later. 30 to 90 minutes after waking is the optimal window. It lets cortisol do its job, caffeine then amplifies it. So not only are you going to wake up better, hydrate, get your cognitive skills going, get the muscle fired up. If you stave off to 30 to 90 minutes, I always say an hour, just easier. An hour after I open my eyes, I can have my coffee, but not if I haven't drank my water before. All right, that's simple enough, right? So we wake up, we drink half a litre of water, and then an hour later, we can have a nice strong coffee. And then not only are you going to be hydrated, but it amplifies the caffeine impact. You're going to feel fucking tons better. And I shouldn't have to explain this, but just in case, after 2 to 3 p.m., avoid if possible. Half life of caffeine is between 5 and 7 hours. It will wreck your sleep quality. All right? If you have a coffee at 4 o'clock, potentially 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do you really want caffeine still going through your body at between 9 and 11 o'clock at night? That's madness. And then 20 to 30 minutes pre-training is another optimum window, which is more of a performance boost. So I take pre-workouts, I'll take a Monster, like caffeine as a coach is they just go hand in hand. But yeah, 20 to 30 minutes before training, I'll get my caffeine in. So it takes about half an hour for me to get to the gym. So perfect timing. So I have it mixed up in a little bottle, swig it as I go, and by the time I get to the gym, I'm fucking buzzing, ready to go. Okay. So the golden rules. We wait 30 to 90 minutes after waking before our coffee. Ladies, honestly, listen to this. It really makes a difference. I can't even stress it enough. Cut caffeine by 1, 2 o'clock, at least 10 hours before you go to bed. Hydrate before caffeinating, and 1 to 3 cups a day is the sweet spot. All right. Remember, coffee is a tool, not a crutch. Use it when it amplifies you, not to drag yourself out of the ditch you shouldn't be in it in the first place. Is everyone on board with this, ladies? Give me a bit of a Pulse check in the comments. Oh, Ash has just sent some. Ash, post that into the WhatsApp group for me, love. So people might find that really easy. Kelly can totally agree with this. Your girl can complete a morning without a coffee, even with owning a coffee shop. Yeah, see if Kelly can do it, any fucker can. Cheers, Ash. Okay, but is everyone on board with this? Does everyone understand how important this actually is? Yeah, Alicia. Because I'm telling you, if you get your morning routine right, if you find something that works for you and you get it locked in and you it becomes a habit, this is what you do. Like me for now, this is just absolute automation. Okay? I'm up, downstairs, water, vitamins. So as I'm taking all my vitamins and supplements, I'll just get like I have about 10 to 12 every morning. And usually I just get them all in my hand, put them in and just down them. But now I take them individually. And I take them individually because each time I swallow 3 or 4 gulps, by the time I've had my 10 or 12 supplements and vitamins, I've nearly had half a litre. All right, so I go down, drink that, and then from there I'll get some fresh air. Like now we've got Luna, quick walk, get the body going, listen to a podcast, come back home, have a coffee or my pre-workout from training. And this, I've only started doing this, water before coffee, waking up properly, staying off my phone, probably the past 6 months. And yeah, I can't tell you how much different my day feels moving into it. Right, let's move on. Fuel or flame. Okay. So there is no single right breakfast. What matters is what works for you, like anything that we do. But one principle applies universally to get protein in first. 20 to 40 grams of protein at breakfast stabilizes blood sugar, triggers your safety hormones, starts muscle protein synthesis, and keeps you mentally sharp. Like, is there anything protein can't do? Like, seriously. But again, this is important that we get it in at the start of the day. So if you train in the morning, prioritize 20 to 40 grams protein to protect muscle. We don't want muscle to break down. Add fast digesting carbs pre-workout if you're really going to have an intense workout. Most of us are okay to leave this. Avoid heavy fat pre-training because it slows down your digestion. You don't want that carrying it around. And eat 30 to 45 minutes before a session. Okay? I mean, for me, if this was me, I'd wake up, I'd have my water. Yeah, we have our water. I'd have a protein shake with probably 2 scoops for me at the minute, so that would cover about 50 grams of protein. And then usually I'd have like a green apple and maybe a couple of Haribo for some fast sugar, some fast carbs. Okay. Or a banana. Banana's a bit healthier, isn't it? But sometimes if I'm on the go, pre-workout, I've had my protein shake before and I'll have a few bit of fast carb, like some gummy sweets or something. If you're not training that morning, we can be a bit more flexible. Okay. The fasted window can extend if preferred. Right? We don't have to eat immediately when we wake up. But if we're training early in the morning, we need to get something in the system to fuel that workout, right? Protein and healthy fat supports cortisol management. What is the perfect food that you can think of that's got both protein and really healthy fats? What's that food that we can have? Who's going to get it first? Yeah, no worries, Ash. What's that food? Good protein, good
Avocado.
fats. Avocado? Near, well, yeah, I suppose it's got good fats, but what's got protein and fats? Well, Kelly's kind of got it. Yeah, eggs, but omelette. Just say eggs, you mentalists. Yeah, eggs. That's why eggs are such a great breakfast. It's got all our good cholesterol, it's got high protein, it's got good fats, and it is the most nutritionally dense and complete food probably out of them all. All right. So eggs, Greek yogurt, smoked salmon, berries, great stuff. Eat when genuinely hungry, not out of habit. And that's why, when people say breakfast is an important meal of the day, it is to a certain degree because we want to get that protein in, but it doesn't have to be straight away. Okay, the shorter the window, if you're in a calorie deficit and that's what you're working towards, the shorter the window, the better, really. But it depends on how it affects you. So for me, if I'm training in the morning, I know I need something in there. Sometimes I'll train on an empty stomach if I've either woke up late or I'm training particularly like. So me and Kelly are going to train tomorrow as we do every Wednesday at 6 in the morning. Takes me half an hour to get to the gym. Takes me at least half an hour for my morning routine, taking my supplements, waking up. I have to take dog out. So I'll probably have to wake up tomorrow about 4:15. That's disgusting, isn't it? Kelly, you cow. I'm only mess. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it, did I? Um, so yeah, I've got to wake up at 4:15. So really, am I gonna have time to get food in, let it digest, and then take my caffeine before a trade? Probably not. Okay, so sometimes we are gonna have to flex it a bit. But make sure that you avoid sugary cereals, toast only breakfasts, skipping breakfast on intense training days, and ultra processed items. Fake food equals real fatigue. And that's why if I ever see on your diet plans or your tracking ladies that you've had Cocoa Pops or Crunchy Nut Cornflakes or two slices of white toast with butter and a bit of jam, I'm gonna go ballistic. All right. You're setting yourself up for a huge energy crash at some point mid-morning. So every morning needs movement, whether you're training or not, it needs movement. Okay. Would make me feel sick before a workout. And again, it depends on the food that you're choosing, Shell. If you are choosing foods with higher fat content, maybe a bit stodgy, a bit slow releasing, slow digestion, then yeah, it's going to play havoc on you. But for me, if I want a really clean kind of food intake for a train, so it's not making me feel sick and it's actually energizing me, after you've hydrated, a strong black coffee and a green apple. Or a banana if you need to. But a green apple is very fast digesting, very good at kind of keeping things down, and obviously a bit of caffeine for performance. So not every morning needs to be a full workout. Okay, doesn't have to be a full workout, but every morning needs some movement. Morning strength training elevates our, how we burn calories later on and releases BDNF, the neurotropic factor that supercharges memory and cognitive function. All right. So morning strength training is the goat of all training. But there's a few reasons why I train in the morning, but mainly it's the science behind it. So if you're on a workout morning, all right, first thing you should be doing, getting warmed up, bit of dynamic mobility, bit of dynamic stretching. The main block of your session should be 20, 30 minutes, depending if you've got between 3 and 4 compound movements, and a cool down of 5 minutes. A non-workout morning should look like this. 5 minute walking, all right, lights in eyes, clears out all the systems, natural energy boost. A 5 minute mobility flow. So that could be literally just standing, like waving the arms around, getting the moving, a few rotations on the core, maybe a few little squatties. 10 deep breaths and stretch. I'm going to do some breath work and stretching with you in the coming weeks. I've got an idea for this. And then maybe a 10-minute yoga flow. All right. That's 30 minutes if you were to do all of that. But maybe you just want to pick one, pick two. But movement is so important. All right. Going for a 15, 20-minute walk, doing some nice stretches. The last thing we want to be doing is getting out of bed and going to sit our asses in a car to drive to work to then go and sit in a chair. Do you know what I mean? This inactivity, we need to be on top of it all the time. If you start the day with what your body wants, hydration, movement, fresh air, daylight, this should be every day, every single day, no matter what. All right. But obviously, when we do your personalized morning routines, we are going to kind of narrow in what works for you. Okay. Because some of them are going to use, think, yeah, that works for us. Put that there. That works. That either not a fan of it or I don't really need it at the minute or I do that later on the day. I'm going to piece together so this all makes a lot more sense for you. But what I want you to do over this seminar, ladies, is see the impact and being hyper aware of how are we setting up our day? How are we kind of instilling this energy and positive momentum through each day? Or are we waking up in survival mode, flooded with cortisol, flooded with stress, up it, chaos everywhere? We need to assign time for ourselves to start our day the right way. So, the full protocol, this is what it could look like. So, waking up, this is another thing as well, ladies, right? In the comments, put your hand up and be honest. Who hits the snooze button some mornings or every morning? Who's a snoozer? I don't know. And if you say you're not, you're a big little liar. Can I ask why just green? Oh, green apples. It's just a breakdown of them. I'm not a big fan of green apples like Granny Smith's and that, but the training, they've got better potassium in them as well. Alicia, this was me today. Sucked into calls, meetings, and my day spiraled. Post your pep talk. I got my butt home, had a healthy meal, forced myself to walk indoors and do a TV show with the wall in hand. Yeah, well done, Alicia. That's how you turn shit around. Great work. I set about 6 alarms and 5 minutes apart. Me this morning. Right, okay. First of all, stop snoozing. If you want to set yourself up for a laggy day where you're feeling a bit, it's not operating right, then snooze. Because what happens is when you wake up and your alarm goes off for the first time, your body releases cortisol and releases different hormones in the body to wake you up, to break you out of that deep sleep and get you fucking moving. So it releases that cortisol and it releases those chemicals into the body to help you get up. And then you fall back asleep into your snooze and your body starts sending the opposite hormones back in place. And those wake up hormones that are there to wake you up and make you feel good to get going again, then get stopped. So when you wake up after your snooze button, those chemicals that you needed to help you wake up properly and efficiently, you've wasted because they were being released when you first got up. So, and what's the fucking point? I used to go off my head at Amy because Amy used to do this. She'd set her first alarm at like 5 in the morning and actually get out of bed about 6. But in between the 5 and the 6, there would have been 8 alarms, something ridiculous, constantly going off. The best thing to do when your snooze goes off, sit up, drink some water, and just sit with your thoughts. Do some breath work, think something positive, think about what you can do that day. Don't look at your phone, just literally sit there for about 5 minutes, drinking your water, and then get your ass out of bed. So, I digressed a bit there, didn't I? So, yeah, don't snooze, sit up, 3 deep breaths, activate your vagus nerve. All right? Then we hydrate, don't we? Half a litre of water, bottle by bedside the night before if you need to. After that, light exposure. Step outside or stand at your window. No phone. 7 minutes, set your intention. And I'm going to cover this. One sentence, write it or say it. Prime your RAS. 15 minutes pre-training snack if you're training. Remember, this is workout morning. Banana, oats, protein shake if needed. 20 minutes coffee. So now 20 minutes post wake up, our cortisol has peaked. So we can intake caffeine, which will amplify energy. 25 minutes from you first waking up. So you've woke up, you've not snoozed, you sit up, you've done a few deep breaths, you've activated your vagus nerve, you've hydrated, you've had light exposure, you've set your intentions, you've had your pre-training snack, you've had the coffee, now it's time to train. That's 25 minutes. Or, or you can spend 25 minutes sat scrolling some stupid fucking videos on social media. And I'm not judging because I can also get trapped into this bullshit. But I also know the impact it has on my mindset, my mental health, my clarity, my energy, and I'm not willing to fucking give that up anymore to waste time taking in bullshit first thing in the morning. Like, can you understand that morning workout routine there? How much difference your day would look if you started your day spending 25 minutes doing that than 25 minutes pissing around, snoozing. You probably snooze more than 25 minutes, some of you. So rather than snooze and rather than scroll, start your day like that, and you tell me, you come and tell me that it made no difference. No fucking way. So on a non-training workout day, so we'd wake up, again, don't snooze, sit up, 3 deep breaths. Hydrate, walk outside, so this is all pretty similar. 10 minutes, set the intention. 12 minutes, coffee. 15 minutes, mobility or journal. So rather than kind of pre-training food or working out, we're just going to do 15 minutes mobility or journal, something positive to input into the brain or body. 20 minutes plus protein breakfast. 30 minutes, our day begins. So these are between 25 and 30-minute morning routines that will make a massive difference. All right. I'm not just saying this because I like the sound of my own voice. I'm saying this because I know personally this is how I get shit done at a high standard every day. All right. Du-du-du. What are we saying? Carrie, I have 2 alarms, then my mum rings me, no jokes. That is ridiculous, Carrie. Sort it out. Malaysia, how this used to me, just in denial about having to wake up and go to work. But think honestly, I'm telling you now, ladies, and I know we're laughing about it, but when you set your day with positive intentions and you set the tone, you have your own thoughts and you set your day the way you want to. And obviously, in an ideal world, we wouldn't have kids doing our tits in. We wouldn't have pets to feed or dog shit to clean up or all the rest of. But this does not mean we cannot do this every morning. Like I said, if your mornings are chaos because you have got all that stuff going on in your house, get up half an hour earlier. Simple. Got to be done. Right, moving on. Bonus hacks worth knowing. Right, cold water exposure. If no one's ever tried this, I suggest you do. 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower triggers a 300% spike in basically this is like your feel good hormones. It helps with dopamine release. Like I think it increases your dopamine by like two to 500%, boosting alertness, focus, and mood for hours. No ice bath needed, just end cold. And again, I'm a big advocate for cold water exposure. So at the end of your shower, yeah, all nice and cozy, all nice and warm, bang, throw it on cold and let it hit your chest here. All right. And your face, I suppose, but mainly your chest here. It'll regulate through the body quicker. 30 seconds of that, it will honestly blow your mind how great you feel after it. I'm just going to get the message up. Yes, you do need to grow up. I hate cold water. Someone let me know when I. Yeah, that's the whole point. Not only is it scientifically proven to help with so many aspects of mental health, fitness, and wellness, but the fact you're starting your day with something that's fucking hard and takes a lot of mindset, a lot of grit to stand there and like brace and get the cold water, it's good for us. It's good for us to start our day with something that's difficult. So breath work, 5 minutes of controlled breathing. Like I said, I am going to cover a bit of breath work with you. Um, I've actually been talking to a breath work coach who I know, who does a lot of their breath work online through Zoom. Um, and I actually sent my mentor to do a session because he's got loads of trauma like built on from his childhood. He's a great guy, but he's got a lot pending, and he was blown away. Like he was thrashing around in his house because they recorded it from Zoom, and he showed me like he was being electrocuted. It's so powerful. It'd be better to show you, but I'm going to ask Zoe if she'll do a bit with us. Journal. We've gone through this before. Answer, what is the one thing that would make today a win? And like I said here, I've got, and I dropped this in the WhatsApp. This is my journal guide. Very easy. So it'll ask me stuff like what I'm grateful for. So today I am grateful for, and people I am grateful for today. What I'm thankful for, things I did for myself today. What was all small victories I had today, music I enjoyed listening to today. It's just a really nice exercise to do for ourselves. And usually, you know, it gets a lot of thoughts up our head. We internalize everything these days, and sometimes it's good to go back to basics and just get it out on paper. And then magnesium before bed. So 2 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, improves sleep quality, reduces muscle soreness, and is really good for general repair. So again, we're gonna talk about that a bit more on your personal plans, depending if you've had your supplement plan or not. So, a lot to go through there, but hopefully there's some things in there that kind of stuck with you that made sense that you could literally implement immediately, like from tomorrow. So let's have a pulse check in the comments. What is the, give me some stuff that you're not currently doing that you're going to start doing, things you didn't know. Give me a bit of feedback on kind of things that you've really picked up and they are willing to try. Well, thirsty today. I actually had a really good call at 6 o'clock with a new coach and mentor that I've started to work with. Well, I'm starting to work with him from tomorrow. So I had our onboarding call today. And a lot of it is about I want to reposition the program and redevelop it from the ground up. Because I've had these ideas in my head of how I want my program to look, and I've worked with mentors and coaches and that have helped me get to this stage that we're at now. But there's still elements in it that aren't syncing with my kind of the way I want things to run. Okay. And every change that we're going to be putting in over the next 30 days, I'm working with them. That's all. If you listen, if you thought coaching was expensive, wait till you get in this kind of level of mentorship. Just to put it into context, a phone call with this guy, an hour phone call, 1 hour, by the way, 60 minutes is £2,000. Unbelievable. But I tell you, we had an hour call today and it is literally lit a fire under my ass. Because all the things that I want to implement for the program and how I want it to look and how I want the level of support to be and how I want to continue building better relationships with my clients. And the one thing I never wanted in my coaching plan is for it to be just transactional. Like, you pay me this, I'll help you do this. This is my knowledge. I'll give my knowledge to you, help you achieve this goal. And that's that. It's not the way I like working. I like it to be a much more personal experience. Um, and I'm literally having to build the program from the ground up again. Don't worry about you guys though. It's not going to affect anything yet. But when the changes come into place, you guys are going to get full benefit immediately. And one of the things I'm doing that I can let you in on now, because this is something I've been thinking about for a while, and Josh, my new mentor and coach, is going to help me facilitate this, is opening up my diary. I'm unlocking my diary for you guys at any time. I know it sounds fucking nuts, um, but we figured out a way that this could work, and this will be the difference in this program being a great program to being a fucking unbelievable program as far as level of support and implementation. So now, or when it's done, you are now going to have your own kind of access to my personal one-to-one support system. So basically, it's kind of going to be like a drop-down panel. So you're going to get a link. Everyone's going to have their own link. Click on the link, it opens it up, and you'll have a choice whether to book a 15-minute phone call with me, a 30-minute Zoom one-to-one. It's going to have all kind of resources that you need. So if you don't want your diet redone, if you want this done, you can just literally click on it, get it done for you straight away, come straight through to me. And it's also now going to have an option to come and spend time with me on a face-to-face aspect. There's going to be options to come and have a one-to-one training session with me at the gym. It's going to be half day offers to come and spend half a day with me, getting some breakfast, going for training, working through plans, working through systems, making sure that you are up to date with everything. It's yeah, I just want to offer that more bespoke, tailored plan and keep on building a good kind of partnership and relationship with the clients that I work with. It's the way I've always wanted the coaching to be, and I feel like I've got kind of the majority of the hacking away at it past few years, but this year in particular, I'm going all in. Everything's all in. I put everything into it. Um, so I'm working with a guy already to help me with the systems and implementing a bit of AI into the program so that I can give instant kind of feedback, instant support, instant materials and features. Um, I mean, I'm not going to bore you with the numbers, but that was a big investment. That's still ongoing. Now I've got another coach and mentor, Josh, that's starting with me tomorrow. So I'm heavily invested in myself because how can I ask my clients to invest? And I've actually put a post about this tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow, or the day after, where I basically said, do not trust a coach or never trust a coach who isn't investing in themselves. Because that is such a shitty thing to do to tell people to invest in themselves, hire a professional. If you want to get better at something, you hire someone who's better than you to show you how to do it, someone with experience, someone with a track record. And then you ask them, well, what coach have you got? What mentors are you working with? What systems are you learning? What skills are you learning right now? And they say nothing. That's no good, is it? And I never want to be that person. So this year we are throwing so much at the program. Every single penny plus some that this program and that I'm making as a coach this year is going back into the program, back into my skill set and back into me becoming a better coach and learning more and being able to offer a service that I think by the end of this, by the start of July, this program is going to be unrecognizable and it is going to be one of the best programs about. End of. I don't even have to look at anyone's program. I already know a lot of coaches and I know how their program works and they offer the support that they offer and all that rest of it. But there's going to be nothing like this out there. Just you wait and see. I'm very excited if you haven't noticed. Anyway, sorry, I digress right off there. Then I just wanted to let you know a bit about exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, it's good. If I don't feel like I'm working towards something or bettering myself or achieving something, I can go a bit flat. I don't know if you're like this, ladies, but I suppose obviously with you being a program, this is why you're here to achieve, to keep moving forward, to keep becoming a better version of yourself. And I'm exactly the same, not just in my kind of fitness journey, but definitely my professional journey and making sure that, you guys feel consistently supported. You feel like, I'm putting the energy and effort and kind of constant building of the program and making it better and better, trying stuff if it doesn't work, having the kind of tenacity to take it out and start again. But yeah, over the next, I'd say 4 or 5 weeks is going to be the biggest transitional changes to what I offer, how I offer it, and how I package it in 20 years. So yeah, hold on to your wigs for that, ladies, because it's going to be awesome. Um, Oh God, Carrie, what we saying? It's true, over the years, I've seen how much you put into this and how different it is now from last time. Yeah, good. Thanks for that, Kaz. Yeah, it's good to hear because we've had a couple of people join back up, people like Carrie. Melissa's just come back with us, which is great to see. Michelle as well. Michelle's come back. And I do enjoy that. Obviously, I hate seeing clients leave if they've not achieved exactly what they want to and they give up. But I have even more respect for the people who return and say, I'm ready to go again. But when they return, they always say, like, wow, things have really moved on. And I like that. It does kind of assure me because it's important to me. Um, anyway, ladies, shall we go and enjoy the rest of our evenings? I'm going to bed. Amy's already in bed. Axel's in bed. I've had calls since 4 o'clock this morning. 4 o'clock this morning. 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm ready to rest up, to get up at 4:15 to give Kelly a beasting. But anyway, ladies, thank you for joining the call. I will stop the share there.